Hello guys, I invite you to shift your attention and your awareness from manifesting things, money, ideal partner, job, into the person who you want to be. Because I feel that's the evolution of the soul, and that's the time of new manifestation, is rather than what do you want, it's who you want to be. I've had recently the advert from Mind Valley, and it was so beautifully said, like, you don't manifest what you want, but you manifest who you are. And I invite you to look at the identity you operate from right now, because when we want something from the identity which is already surviving and limited, then that identity always limits us. And the people who will be following me and who I will bring into my field will be people who has the surviving identity called good boy, good girl. It's highly sensitive, spiritual, intelligent people whose identity is good boy, good girl. It's my case too. So the idea is integrate that identity and let your unlimited self, let your God within, let your sovereign I am shine through. Because at the moment when we are standing in the identity I am good, or good girl, good boy, that identity will not allow receiving, will not allow easiness. It will not allow abundance and ease, because it loves proving. It loves hard work. It loves effort. That identity whole, it's not about one belief. It's not about one mindset. It's a whole bunch of identity. It's who I perceive myself to be as. And the goal is not to reject or criticize that identity. It's included it. It's observe it. It's without judgment to sit with it and integrate it and soften nervous system till she feels safe, he feels safe, and can allow that limitless you, that God within you, safely, slowly shine through you. So we are not going to the a little bit of higher version of you and identity. We go straight over, allowing I am to shine through me. And that's the new way of manifestation. The last year was about choosing and self-love. This year about integrating the surviving surviving identities, and allowing that limitless I am to shine through you. And it's done through your nervous system, it's done through the body. So it's about self, in other words, it's about realizing yourself as a God. And I have one sentence from Joel Goldsmith. He said, God, or unlimited self, or a limitless self, cannot operate where she is not or he is not realized. So it is about bringing that awareness, that God within you, which is sitting there as an awareness, is beneath the fear, beneath that identity. It's bringing that forward, allowing it to come to your conscious awareness. And that's the self-realization. And that's the new way of manifestation. So rather than concentrating on the money, it's concentrating on loving that old identity to integrate, and that sovereign I am to shine through. And how it is done, before I move on, I want to tell you the core traits of the good girl and good boy identity, because it's very, very, very important. And I have written it down so I don't forget. So the good girl, good boy is staying humble in a shrinking way, is asking and waiting for approval or permission for everything, for better job, for um, higher salary, for business, for money, for good relationship, for love, for everything is asking and waiting for approval and permission from outside. That identity is constantly trying to prove your goodness. So you're in constant effort proving your goodness. That identity is being careful not to outshine the others. So you are loyal to your tribe, to your family, to your ancestral trauma, so to speak. You are not outshining. You are trying not to outshine anyone. Not your family, not your family members, not your friends. You are keeping yourself small. That identity is monitoring constantly how you are perceived by other people. But the most important is that identity is not valuing yourself, because the value comes from outside, always comes from the outside. It never value itself. Okay, more of traits, because this guys is very important. If you have that knowledge, the knowledge is power in this case. So that good boy, good girl is approval orientated, conflict avoidant, over responsible, self-sacrificing, perfection driven, emotionally contained, it has difficulty receiving, it is hyper attuned to others. So when that identity is moving, let's say, from being employed to self-employment, to the business, that's it will bring you lots of problems and troubles, because it is undercharging, overgiving. There is a fear of being visible and arrogant, and there is no balance between giving and receiving. Receiving is tied to the guilt. And also, the value is based on what other people say, so it keeps you in the loop. The more you wait from others to prove your worth, you sink deeper and deeper into the doubting yourself, and that value and worth is based on performance and effort. So the more you don't get it from outside, the more you effort, the more you hard working, and you're very hard on yourself and you push yourself. It is actually extremely dangerous surviving identity. It can ruin your health. It can ruin your relationship. It can ruin your happiness. It can ruin your whole life, actually. Because when that person with that identity has business, it destroys you mentally and physically. You are just hardworking. You are not receiving. You are not valuing yourself. So, where you want to shift to? It is the identity, let's call it your sovereign self, your God self, your I am. But that identity is scared to shift there. It's terrified of shifting there. And do you know why? Because the moment when the shifting going inwards, going into the being present, feeling your presence, and it going beneath the fears, but through the body. And before you meet that layer, which is that unlimited self, there might be layers, and there might be such a resistance from the good girl and good boy that you will feel self-rejections, you yourself will attack yourself internally. It feels like self-hate, like you don't want to be in your body in the present moment because there is so much accumulated self-hate and self-rejection that it feels so extremely uncomfortable that you will try to avoid it. And you have been avoiding that feeling. That's why you were outsourced. Like God and authority is outside. Permission is outside. Love is outside. Yes, everything is given to you. You wait for it. You ask for it. You work for it. You effort for it. So it's outside of you. It never comes from you. And returning to yourself feels extremely uncomfortable. Those feelings of self-hate and self-rejections, you just need to be patient with yourself and observe it and be okay with it, not to judge it. Because that identity, the moment you judge it, it shrinks, it hides, and what it needs includement. And how you include it and how you incorporate it is just, I will do, guys, exercises for that. But let's go to the main traits of that identity you want to shift. It's called identity, but it's your I am. It's your sovereign I am. Sovereign I am is the God within you. And maybe when you start to returning to yourself, you will not feel ecstasy, you will not feel love, you will not feel certain emotions. At the beginning, it will be only calm. At the beginning, it will be only neutrality. But that's how you start. That's how it presents to yourself. It's that patience, it's that God within you which doesn't have specific taste. It's just calmness and neutrality. So it's not the and it's also not love like emotion love. Okay? So the traits of that God within you, it's fully self-valued. That unlimited woman, a sovereign, unlimited, limitless man, woman, is fully self-valued. The value comes from just being you. It's not based on performance. It's based on I am, and therefore I am valuable. I am, and therefore I am worthy. And for those of us who are in that good girl, good boy identity, it's illogical. It feels like we want to reject that. That's why we need to soften our nervous system so we can allow that new identity merge. That sovereign, unlimited woman man in you is unapologetic, doesn't explain itself. It's receiving. Receiving feels neutral. It's taking space. It's not explaining herself or himself. It's not shrinking. The base is self-trust, completely and totally and all the time. And there is a non-chasing energy. It doesn't chase approval. It doesn't beg to be understood. And it doesn't manage other emotions. Okay? So, for the good boy and good girl identity, shifting into the sovereign I am feels arrogant. Because in an energetic way, good girl, good boy is servant. It's a maid. But sovereign I am is royalty. Is authority for itself. Doesn't need other outside authority, permission or approval. Okay? For the good girl, good boy, there is always permission, approval needed from outside. The sovereign I am is authority for itself. I choose, and that's how it is. It's taking space. It's not fixing others. It's not taking on other emotions. So for good girl, good boy, going this way, shifting into that identity also feels extremely selfish because there is no self-sacrifice. How dare you? How dare you? There is a and it feels also rebellious. So how to do it? Also, when you move there, it's actually never. Let's say you want ease and abundance and from that new identity. Okay, so you shift into that identity and choosing ease and abundance. Okay, for good girl and good boy, there is no money block as such. It's more like valuing yourself. That's first, receiving second, but third is maybe above that. It's not third, but above that is the hidden root blockages for everything. Usually for later on for abundance. If I rise too much, if I earn too much, if I shine too brightly, and if I become financially powerful, now listen very carefully what that good girl and good boy is actually scared of. Someone will withdraw love. So you are not allowing yourself to be financially powerful or abundant because that good girl and good boy is scared always. Even when it comes to the relationship, even if it comes to the success, even if it comes to the health and abundance, that good boy and good girl is secretly seeking love from outside because it doesn't have satisfied that feeling of love. It wants love. So and because it's outsourced from outside, it learned that it needs to behave certain way and do things certain way. It was always just to avoid fear of abandonment and rejection from outside and just earning love. It was always about love, not losing love. So what that identity is scared of is actually always losing love. And the money and abundance is somehow also tied to that fear, the same fear. So that's why there is no point to work on your money blocks as such, because that is not your block to begin with. It's more about understanding whole identity of good girl and good boy, how the self-valuing works, how that identity is valuing itself, what it wants, because that identity feels deeply unloved. But that love must come from your I am. And to do that, you need to, we will do that exercise later on. I'll promise you, we will meet that. You just need to be brave enough to meet your own self-hate and self-rejection. Because you saw when you're in that identity and you are gonna integrate that and meet yourself, God within you, I'm telling you, the rage within you, the self-hate, the self-rejection comes full force. It's uncomfortable, but you need to stay calm and stay okay and feeling it and being there with that till you reach that calmness and that inner love within you. So what is required of you then? It's really patience and compassion and moving downwards. In going downwards, self-ascension or self-realization is actually going downwards to your body, to staying present, to feel your presence, because beneath that identity there is already God within you. So beneath all fears there is always God within you, always. It's that love, unconditional love within you. It's that unconditional abundance within you. It's that unconditional value and worth within you. It's already there. And you are loving it when you soften resistance, when you soften, when you breathe and allow to feel all that it is there, even from a good girl, good boy, resistance and yeah, and their feelings. Because they need to feel included as well. Before you integrate that identity needs to feel loved, needs to be included, not judged. Okay, that was a long video and I apologize, but there was so much I wanted to share with you all, and it's very important on right now. If you haven't done nervous regulation, please start to do so, because it's very important. Lots of things will open up for you. So see you next time, and we will carry on, because this is very important. Much love. Mwah. Ciao. Thank you for, if you stay till end, thank you so much for your trust.